everyone, happy Friday. Thanks for coming to another craft night with friends. We are working on the summer fox embroidery, and we're gonna get almost done. I think we'll have one more day on it on Monday, but we're gonna get pretty far again tonight, I think. So thanks for joining me. My name's Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So all right, let's get going on this today. Okay, so here we are. I'll zoom on down again. So we got quite a ways done with this, I think, last night. We finished all the lavender bits over here. So that's good. Now we're gonna just hop on over here, and we also finished all these little flies and butterflies, or we finished the wings of it, and now I'm gonna go and do their bodies first tonight, and that's gonna be with the gray. So let's get that out. This is the thunder color, and this will be it for the gray. I don't have a scrap piece here, so I gotta get a fresh piece. That should be plenty long. All right, let's get our 3 strands here. Oh, I'm happy you like it. Thanks so much. Thanks, Mason. All right, so we are going to do the little French knots tonight and the bodies of the fox. Oh, hey, Autumn. Thanks for joining. Nice seeing you pop in. All right, let's get these strands back together. And we can get cracking for tonight. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm starting to hear raindrops now, so we're supposed to have well, it's been changing all day, but theoretically we're going to have quite a little bit of rain here. Quite a little bit. I guess that's accurate of how it's turning out, but we were supposed to have some rain, but it kept kind of changing, but I think I'm hearing it now. We haven't had rain in ages and ages, so hopefully that's good. And we just got gutters. We just got our gutters finished yesterday, so we're going to test out the gutters tonight. All right. So I wove in the ends there instead of tying the knots, and we are going to finish the little body here. I can barely see my lines anymore, but luckily I have the instructions as a guide. I can always refer back to those. But it just gets one little body stitched there, and then we have 2 little antennae, and that's totally it for this little butterfly, and he's done. And then I'll weave in the ends again, and then we'll start over here. And once I'm over here, I might just use the same floss for all those. I won't weave in the end. We'll just use the same one. But this one, since I have to go across the fox and stuff, I'll just start fresh. All right, there we go. One little butterfly done. A lot of putzing, weaving in the end just for those 3 little stitches, but whatever, that's fine. So I'm going to use the same thread, I'm sure. I'm hoping I have enough for that. Oh, Kimberly says, yay, raspberries. Friends are taking shape. Yep, so we've named this little, okay, I'm going to start right there. We've named this fox Raspberry because the actual fox, this is modeled after an actual fox that's hanging out in our yard, and he kept falling asleep underneath our raspberry bush, so we kind of named him Raspberry. We looked outside this evening. Oops, lost my thread here. Looked outside to see if we was outside, but he wasn't, and that would have been pretty lucky. We've just kind of randomly seen him a couple times in our yard, but we think he lives in our general, 4 houses or 5 houses in this immediate area. All right. So here's our first fly. We are doing the bodies as just a French knot. So I'm coming up on one side of our dot there, doing our French knot. Excuse me. Sorry about that, man. We've been moving a lot of stuff lately, and I think that's making me sneezy. Oh my God, Amy says that we might have Hurricane Henry Monday. Okay, yeah, we don't have anything that intense. That's, wow, okay. So hopefully you're staying safe and everything there. That sounds scary. That's the benefit of living in the Midwest, is we don't have any of those big scary storms. We have tornadoes, but those are very isolated. Oh, thanks, Noeline. All right, so I wove my way in the back up to there, and let's do that second French knot. Actually, I think I might need another piece of floss. I don't think I'm gonna make it all the way to that butterfly. Boop. There we go. Cute little French knot. There we go. Bunch of little horse flies up here. So, yeah, I think I can get to that butterfly. So instead of just jumping, actually, you know what? Here I might just jump, because I'll have all of these lavender pieces kind of covering up the fact that I'm just jumping over here. We're just doing that. I feel like I'm getting kind of lazy on this particular piece, on not jumping around a lot. I like to not do that, so I don't have these big long jumps like this on the back, but whatever. I like to keep it a little more clean so you can't see those jumps on the front, but whatever. This way I not have to get a whole new piece of thread. So, all right, there's the second little monarch butterfly, and we'll just go back here a little bit, and I think I'll have just enough thread for that last French knot. Just enough. French knots kind of take up a lot of thread. All right. And there we go. And we'll weave in the ends there. Snip. All right. All the little guys done. Christine's asking what thread conditioner do I recommend. I'm still sort of playing with thread conditioners, so the ones that I've used really are just this Wisecraft handmade one, the So Fine thread gloss. I think they pair up with a bunch of different designers, but this one's from Wisecraft. I am testing my brother's. My brother is starting to make them as well, so I'm in the process of testing his. So we'll have hopefully we'll have some of these soon, but I actually think they're a little bit smoother than these ones. They're a little creamier, which I kind of like. But yeah, so as far as ones on the market right now, I've been using those Wisecraft handmade. I know, what's that one that everyone really likes is, it's like a gloss, I forget what that one's called. But there's one that they don't make anymore that people were super upset that they didn't have anymore, but I don't know. So I've just been using that Wisecraft handmade, and then I'm testing my brother's out. And actually, I didn't do that yet. I have 3 different flavors here. I have 0 dot, 1 dot, and 2 dot. Those are the current flavors, I suppose. So we'll test those out again tonight. Where am I at? Okay, so we could do, I guess let's do some more greenery. Maybe let's stick up in this like little corner section here. I kind of have like these 4 little guys up here, and then these down here. Let's kind of stick up here. Actually, well, I'll just get a big piece of green thread, and I'll do those first, and then if I have more, I'll keep going. So let's do more green, and then I'll switch to the purple. We'll do some purple and green tonight. That's it. That's all we have for our colors anymore. We just have a touch of the green and the purple for the lavender left. All right, separating the threads. I just pull one thread out at a time, and it just sort of gathers behind and bunches, then it releases basically once you pull the thread out. There we go. We'll set that aside for later. And then these 3 fellers we'll put back together. There, I'm just going to run my hand through there. Yep, we did name them a little bit. You're right, Kimberly. So let's see. What did we kind of called? There's one that we kind of thought smelled like, we called it like Snickerdoodle. And this one, oh, we called it like Sun-Kissed Laundry was one. Oh, this is the one that's like the Snickerdoodle, but we think there's like some apple smell in there, so it's kind of like an apple cinnamon muffin or something. Yep, and then this one's more like a pine tree. Oh, and I didn't use it again. Well, we'll do it now. We'll do this one that's kind of like pine. I think we looked this one up. I think they have a candle scented with this too, and I think they called it Alpine. So I don't know. We'll see. But the other ones we had little names on. The Snickerdoodle, which I think is cute still, although I like having a little bit of that apple in. Oh yeah, Sun-Kissed Linen, that's what it was. Sun-Kissed Linen. Now I gotta smell it again, thinking about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. I like that. It's a peculiar, it's not a peculiar smell, but like I'm just not great at my, I think, smell descriptions. Like, the moment my parents said like, oh, it kind of has an apple smell, then all of a sudden I could smell it like that, but like as I was smelling, I didn't. The first time I couldn't pinpoint apple, so I don't know. I should not be a smell tester. So, but yeah, I still like the Sun-Kissed Linen. I think that's still appropriate for that one. Yeah, Alpine I think is pretty. That's a pretty name. Yeah, Alpine, like a snowy pine tree. So Alpine, Snickerdoodle. I'm still kind of okay with that. And the Sun-Kissed Linen. I think that's a really pretty name. I do like that. So those are our working names right now. All right, so let's start on our little back stitches here. And then I just have to watch for the ones that are purple little leaves or green leaves. Hi, Sunny Bunny. Hi, John. Michael. Nice to see both of you. All right. There we go. And now let's just jump on here right away. So this is the stuck. There we go. These are the larger leaves. So these are our single chain stitches again. Oh, Kimberly says, I can't wait to see the names your brother comes up with. Yeah, let me take my watch off quick. Keeps hitting the table. Oh, Thread Heaven. That's the one that everyone really liked, and then they, I don't know, went out of business or something. Yeah, Thread Heaven, the thread conditioner. I think that was like a silicone-based one, whereas this is, I think this is a soy-based one, and the Wisecraft handmade one is a beeswax based one. So I think the soy in this one makes it a little creamier. But I'm gonna have to talk to him to find out for sure what's all in it and stuff. But it's fun. You just sent them in the mail, and I got them, and I'm like, oh, here's some thread conditioners. So we're kind of smelling them out. I do like Alpine. I think that's a good name for it for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy with those names that we've been kind of playing with here in the evening. Oh, Amy says that she posted that stitch in the Penguin Fish Crafters group, that cast-on stitch. I'll definitely look at that. I saw that it was posted right before I came on here, so I'll look at it more in depth this weekend. Okay, so this is normally when I would rotate my whole entire piece around and work on the, just go like this, and I might just do that. We're gonna maybe work upside down for a little bit here, or maybe sideways. Let's do this sewing method. And I say that working on that side just because all the stitches are on the right here, and then my left hand can kind of feel the stitches if I work upside down. But we'll do the sewing method here. So this particular not lilac. I think I said lilac earlier and I meant lavender, but this particular lavender piece goes underneath the this little fawn colored swirl. So I'm going to have to tuck my needle underneath those stitches so the thread comes underneath, and then we'll plop it back in there. There we go. So that's that one. And then this one goes over the top. So this one will go right, left, this way. This one will do the sewing method again. And this time I'll go over the top of that squiggle. I think we're just going to hold it upright. Do the normal stitching, stabbing method. All right, and then I'm still looking at what's green and what's purple. So this leaf down here is green. So I'll get that. Then we'll get some of these bottom leaves and stuff. Oh, Kimberly says she saw the cast-on post and said it was neat. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, always excited about a stitch I haven't done, for sure. Which is a lot. So if there's some fun, neat stitches out there, don't feel afraid to post them in the group. I typically stick to my 14 stitches, those 14 that's in our that free raccoon sampler pattern. We basically that's basically my repertoire. Sometimes I'll look one up and do some other stitches, but typically I just stick to those. All right. Got that little leaf. I think I'll jump down and do this guy here. So I might actually just have enough green for this top area, which is great, because then I'll hop and do the purple for this area. Then we'll leave this section for Monday. So a couple days ago, I thought I could still get this all done on by today, but those little lavender fellers from yesterday took a long time. I do jab my finger, not often, and this isn't so sharp. I mean, if I really pushed it, it'd stab me, but it's not. I think because it's a fatter needle, it's just not. It's just not quite as dangerous, I suppose. Some of those like thinner fine needles have like a super duper sharp point, and I stab myself more with those. But I have stabbed myself. Don't often draw blood, but you know, every once in a while. Every once in a while I will. Alright, so we'll go up to the top here, and I think I'll probably call it on the green. I mean, we'll have maybe a tiny bit left, so I could jump over here and do a few stitches. We'll see. I don't know. Alright, I gotta see if I go behind or in front of this loop. Okay, so this first one I go behind. So that means I'm gonna come up and start this stitch. And then down underneath. You know, it could be maybe I've stabbed myself so much like a guitarist that maybe I just have like thick skin, but don't know. All right, and there we go. So underneath that one, and then we'll go over the top of this second one. Oh, yep. Man, it's been a while since I've seen that. I gotta get that on again. It's so pretty, that movie. Alright, okay, I do have a little bit of thread left, so I think I am gonna just hop over here, why not, and we'll do a few more stitches till I run out of this green, and then I'm gonna jump back over here and we'll do all the purple. So in Coraline, I remember there was like some teeny tiny sweaters. Someone actually knit those like with tiny toothpicks. Like they hired a knitter to do that, like knit a whole sweater, but like this big. I'm gonna have to watch it again. Did I miss some green above the fox's back? Oh, this little bit? Nope. Those are going to be little purple bits. So kind of like here, where you know, every once in a while, a little lavender has a little bit at the bottom. That's what this is going to be. These couple here. I know. Oh, to be a fox in the meadow. This is actually modeled after a fox. I mean, we kind of live in the city almost. Like we're just outside like a main big city area, and this fox was in our backyard a couple times this past month, and so my husband took a video of it, and this is just, it's drawn after that fox. We've named him Raspberry because he's napped in our garden underneath our raspberry bush a couple times. All right, now I think I'm going to weave in that end. I don't have enough thread to do anything else here, but we were able to get a whole nother stem done, so I'm glad I didn't just stop with the top area. Oh, Coraline is your comfort movie. I have not seen the Fantastic Mr. Fox, which I'm surprised. That's just like bizarre that I haven't seen that, because that's another one that's just so beautiful, and like the animation is just done so well. But yeah, I have not. It's just bad. I can't believe I haven't seen that one. I gotta get a whole list of those together and just binge watch all of them. All right, there we go. And I think now I'm gonna jump to the lavender. Not the lavender. Yeah, lavender. I keep wanting to say lilac, but this actually is lavender. Oh, I think because the purple is actually named lilac season, so I have a piece here ready to go, so I'm just going to use this. Oh, let's do another one of these smells. All right, so this is that one that we're calling. Oh gosh, what is it called again? The oh, sun-kissed linen. Okay, I like that name for this still. Sun-kissed linen. I'm trying that one. Oh, I gotta give the fox the finished result, and he'll reframe it in his home. Oh, that'd be nice if I could do that. Give us a little raspberry fox, and ugh, he's just the sweetest. I hope he comes back. We were doing a bunch of kind of construction on the house. We were getting different, like new siding, and so he kind of ran off during all that. So I'm hoping he comes back because he's just so sweet. We have not seen him, Gina, eat anything from the garden, although he looked at the kale and he sniffed around a little bit, but he's basically, that's why I drew all these bugs, he's basically just getting little bugs. Okay, I never thought about it like that, but your embroidery is scented. I suppose it is. So yeah, so this is a thread conditioner. My brother actually makes these, and we're kind of testing them out. But you're right, it's almost as if we're making a scented embroidery, and I freaking love that. That's a great way of... I'm going to think about it like that from now on. We're making scented embroidery. I like that. Okay. That's awesome. We're going to have to market it as that. Like, make some scented embroideries. But yeah, so we're testing out my brother's thread conditioners. So it kind of protects the thread from like rubbing through, like, because it's going through the fabric a bunch of times, and that, you know, weakens the thread a little bit. So this kind of coats it. But scented embroidery, I mean, that's actually the real reason I like using it, is just because it smells yummy. He just started a candle company, and this is just very similar to that. So he made me a bunch to test. But yeah, so this is the and we're over the past couple days on my lives here, we've been kind of just making up names for it. I'm attempting to describe scents, which I'm not great at, and then we've been naming them. So this one is currently named Sun-Kissed Linen. Then we're trying the Alpine out, and the Snickerdoodle. That one's kind of like warm and cinnamony and appley. I like that one too. Oh, good night, Luann. Oh, but foxes like to kill and bury their kill because they like after the meat. Oh my gosh. Okay, I did not know that, Nolene. So it has, we have seen it catch, the first time we saw the fox, well, we saw it in winter too. We saw 2 foxes in winter, but in summer, this particular one, we did see it catch a vole. So we know it at least ran off with a vole once. But after that, all we've seen him is just like catch flies in the air and chomp on them, and grab a grasshopper from the ground and chomp on it. So right now it's just like an insectarian or something. Ooh, indulgence for the spice and cinnamon apple. Yeah, that'd be good. I hear ya. Yep, that's why I do this. This is my evening to just chill and, like, I don't know, just be for a moment. All right, we have 5 more here, and then we'll be done with this little lilac, like these little these lavender little bits. I said lilac again. These lavender guys have been taking some time. That's why it took, that's why we're probably going to be doing this at least an extra day. So we'll hop back on this design on Monday, and I think we'll finish it up then. So next week will be our kind of free week. We'll be doing a bunch of embroidery stuff. So we'll start with finishing this guy up, and then I'll finish that mandala love embroidery. But it'll be fun, so we'll continue all this embroidery. Oh, yeah, with chickens. Oh, yeah, so my husband's brother just got a bunch of chickens. Yeah, and they've like fenced them all in and stuff. Yeah, that's right, to protect from foxes and stuff. That's so funny, because in my head, that is not this fox. This fox is sweet, and he eats all the bugs in our yard and then sleeps by our raspberries. That's this fox, and then naps in the driveway. That's all this fox does. He doesn't eat any chickens. All right, last little bit on this lavender piece. And man, it does use up the floss though. All of these lazy daisy stitches, all these single crochets. I know it's lavender. I keep saying lilac because the name of the floss is called lilac season, and so I keep saying lilac, not lavender. Oops, I think I'm got a little knot going here. Oh, I think I stabbed through my other thread. Ugh. Okay. There. If I can get my needle through here, then I'm back square again. Ugh, I think I'm making a mess here. Let's see. Yeah, I think I put the needle back in but stabbed some of my threads, so my needle's kind of tied in a knot here, but that means we can stitch to that point, and then I'm gonna have to stop this piece of floss and start a fresh one. Hate when that happens. Alright, and then I'll get a whole pile of lavender bits up here. I like these little extra little mini ones because if you look at lavender, you know, they have those big tufts on the top, but every once in a while, a little couple get on a little bit lower. Okay, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to finish all of these up here since it's like I caught that thread. We'll have to. Actually, I might just stop already. I'm going to weave in this thread and get a fresh thread. Yeah, I know I won't pull the needle off at least. What I should do is like just kind of shorten it here because that's just going to get in my way here. There, now I have the knot up here. So when I'm about there, then I got to stop. That's better. Yeah, I think I can get at least 2 more, maybe 4 more. But yeah, this uses up the floss, so that's why it's taken forever, is all of this little lavender that we have in here. But I think it's cute. I like the little flies. He's so cute though when he's out there just chomping flies out of the air. I'm okay with that. Oh yeah, I won't pull a needle off too, because this is you're right. Forgot that this is about the time that I always start accidentally pulling the needle off the thread when my thread gets this short. All right, I think I can do 1 more after this one. Then I'll weave in the end, and we'll start up. I have to cut a whole fresh piece. Yep, let's weave in those ends, and start fresh. I don't think it's hard to do. So these are some of our embroidery kits, and we definitely walk you through the process in our instructions, and I have tons of videos and stuff too. And I'm here every weeknight doing this, so I'm here if you have questions. For sure. I kind of think, I like calling it, it's kind of like coloring a little bit. You just kind of stay, you learn a couple stitches and then you just stay, even just 1 stitch, and then you just go on the lines. Wherever there's a line, that's where you stitch. But yeah, it's definitely, you would be capable of doing it for sure. And I am here to help. All right, so let's, I just cut, I'm cutting pieces a little bit longer. I think I'm getting I'm skipping little steps here and there on this. I'm like just jumping across with my thread and all that, but I don't know. I guess I'm getting impatient with this one, want to get it done. But and why I'm saying that is because I cut a little bit longer thread than usual again, but I usually cut about 24 inches. And then to separate the floss, so this is 6-strand embroidery floss. I want to stitch with just 3. This floss is actually made on purpose to separate the threads. Hi, Bugu. It's meant to separate the threads easily. And the different amounts of threads makes it either like a thicker or thinner stitch. So I'm doing 3 strands, and I'm just separating 1 strand and pulling it on out. And just running my hand through it. But there we go. So now we have our 3 strands, and I'll just put them back together. Keep thinking there's a bug on my leg, but it's just the floss hanging down, hitting my leg. Oh, let's make it a scented embroidery again. All right, so this is that alpine again. I like that. Is it much different from counted cross stitch? Not at all. So the difference is counted cross stitch, you're filling a shape with X-like stitches, and all you're doing here, the basics are the same, but all you're doing here is just going over the lines with stitches. So you learn a little bit of a different stitch, and you're just going on the lines. So counted cross stitch, you're on a grid, and this is not. You're just kind of freeform a little bit. But they're definitely related. They are, if you can do the one, you can definitely do the other. They're both great ways to start. One or the other is they're I would call them like equal as far as difficulty. And either, you can take way beyond. You can take it advanced. A lot of the really popular embroidery stuff right now is where it's all filled in and it looks like painted artwork. That's more difficult. If you're just going outlines like this, it's definitely doable and simple. But yeah, and again, I'm here in the evenings at 8:30, and I'm happy to answer questions if you get stuck with a pattern or something. All right, I'm gonna weave in the end there again, and we'll finish the little top tuft of this lavender. Almost said lilac again. Oh, thanks for the rose. All right. Ooh, I like that. Nolene says that my brother should put a magnet on the thread conditioner tin. Oh, and then you could use it as a needle minder as well. Hey, now we're talking. That is a fun idea. Okay, I do like that a lot. We're gonna have to test that out. That is a fun idea. Even if you don't use it, you could just have it open and it could be like you have a candle sitting by you while you work. That idea is fun too. Ugh, okay. That'd be fun to try. It does have some weight to it. So, but like if you were using a stand or something to embroider, then that wouldn't matter. But yeah, it smells good. It is like making a scented embroidery. It totally is. All right, tack that down. So the thread conditioner basically just protects, it adds like basically a gloss onto the threads and just helps protect it as it goes through the fabric, because it's getting hit by friction every time it goes through the fabric, which wears away at the threads. But oops, I like it because it smells good. That is my pretty much sole reason of using it. Theoretically, it helps help you not have as many knots and that sort of thing too. I think the biggest thing for me, though, is that it smells good. Yeah, we could make it even, maybe they're even smaller than this with the magnet, because then it wouldn't be so heavy. That'd be kind of fun. Oops, jeez, I keep hitting the phone here. All right. Hop over to this one. How are we doing? We've been kind of working on this for a while. Oh, 10. So we'll work on this. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter. So my thread just feels too long. I'm just pulling with my arm too much. It's annoying. So I'm going to just pull on the short end and make it a little shorter. There we go. Yeah, I like that idea a lot, like a needle minder thread gloss. Yeah, I could just sit at the bottom of your work like that. That'd be fun. Okay, like it. Yeah, we can make it super cute too, I think, that way. And even just having a magnet on so you can just store it easily, so it's just, you know, like I have this little metal pole that I have a lot of my craft supplies hanging on, and just to stick that on there would be good. Oh, thanks, Carol. Oh, Amy says I use the magnet on the table sometimes. Oh, on the magnet on the tin is genius. Yeah, I totally love that idea. I'm gonna have to. I really like that idea. Have to give that a try. I have some really strong magnets over here. We could try it here. We'll do a little test. So, so I have these two little magnets that fell off of a different needle minder. So I could. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Wow, they're really strong. They're hard to get apart. So theoretically. Oh no, I'd have to glue it on here, so this isn't magnetic, so I'd have to glue it on here, and I'd use a flatter magnet, but theoretically we could have that, down here, and then the other magnet would be connected to the back. Or it could just be on the inside, so like before he pours the wax, a little magnet could be on the inside, and then we'd just have a magnet on the bottom. Yeah, and then we'd have to have a magnet on the top, though, too. But we could just put another magnet here. And then that's, like, if I put that there, let's see if where's my needle? Let's see if I can, there we go. Yeah, so that holds the needle. So that would work. We could put a needle on this side, and then put a needle on the inside, or not a needle, a magnet on the inside before the wax is poured. And then that could attach, and then a needle on a magnet. I keep saying needle. A magnet on the back. And there we go. That'd be a legit needle minder / thread conditioner. I'm digging it. I like it. Oh, Nolene says I'm an ideas person. That's awesome. Okay, really like that idea. I'll have to test it out. Get some magnets and see if he can pour some. I like the idea of the magnet being in there before he pours it, because then that would be hidden versus it like stuck on the bottom. Anyway, that'd be pretty cute. Yeah, on the lid a bigger one. Oh, and yeah, on the lid we could decorate on top of it. I mean, we could really do, like, it could be like a normal. Ugh, this is. Oh my god, I can't even. This particular needle minder is so strong, I can't even take it off of the thing. This is way too strong. Oh, and this one doesn't have a magnet. This just has one magnet. But theoretically, we could do like a pretty cover. That's a magnet, and it could be like that. There we go. Something like so would be kind of fun, and then a magnet could still go on it. There we go. And then the magnet on the back there. Oh gosh, that's really heavy though. Now this is an intense. I think this needle minder is so beautiful. This one, but it's so strong. Like I need a different magnet because this could like injure you. Whoa! Like I was this far away and it just it's too much. I mean, it'd work great for like quilting. Oh my gosh, I can't even get it back on. Right. Ooh, it'd be good for quilting where you have a much like fatter piece of fabric, but I don't know, alone it's just way too strong. You could wear that on clothes. I mean, I think you could put that through the wash and it wouldn't move if you had it on a piece of clothing. Uh-oh, now I'm getting a... I looked away and now I'm getting a knot. What is going on here? Oh, there we go. Weird. Okay, I just got... Oh, it just swirled around each other. So that was nothing. That was a fake knot. It was psyching me out there. Okay. Yeah, there would need a loose magnet on the back to put it on the back of the fabric. Yep, for sure. But we could make that the only visible magnet because the other one could be in the soy at the bottom or in the candle, and then the other one could be like pretty and on top. Or right underneath the lid, so it would be kind of invisible. Fun. I like it. Then a pretty decorative top. Love it. All right, I feel like I have some knots back here. Oh no, I don't. I always like having my left hand on the back just to kind of see if anything feels wrong, like if I get a huge knot or something, but it's fine. All right, I'm gonna just jump right over here. Actually, let's go through the backs of some stitches. Then I don't have a big jump. All right. I'm gonna come up one side and go back down the other side. And then we'll be done with these little, this little upper quadrant of lavender, so that's good. That went a little faster than I thought. And I'll probably just go till this thread is done. And then we'll call it a week. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me this week. Another week of stitching. Oh, thanks, Spoons. Yeah, it's coming together. We are getting there. We are almost done. It is going to take me one more session, though. I was kind of hoping... I mean, I thought it was actually going to take me several more sessions before I started, but we were cruising along all week, and then yesterday, once I started the lavender, I'm like, oh, this lavender takes a long time. So I think we'll finish this up on Monday, so this will go a little past the week. Oops, got my fingers stuck in the loop there. Oh, thanks, Kev Mirth. All right, so coming down this side. I like going back to forth, I think, more than coming up one side and going down the other side. But doing it this way gets me down low here, and then I can get these guys here. I like kind of figuring out my path, like what's the shortest distance to get to the next spot, and this seemed like the way. I just like that little orange butterfly. I think that turned out nice. All right, the top little tuft of that guy's done. these two little ones. Do I travel across the back end or start again? So I do both. So if it's a really big jump, like if I went from here to there, I would probably finish the end and start fresh over here. But like, you know, from here to here, I jumped over. It kind of depends on the piece. Like if I want the back to look super perfect, you know, like for example, if it was on a tea towel or something where where the back would be visible, then I would try and not jump around as much. I'd try and follow where some previous stitches already were. But if no one's going to see it, or if I'm going to be covering it up with a lot of other stitches, then I just jump across. But I do try and stay on the path of other stitches if I can. But this particular one, I've been kind of jumping around a lot. But I'm not jumping around largely. Like the biggest jump is probably this one, which is larger than I normally do. But yeah, we got a few jumps down here and stuff too. Sometimes I would start fresh for those, but who cares? It's fine. However, any way you want to do it is fine. All right, I think I'm going to start at the bottom of this one. We'll do this little tuft, and then I think we'll probably, well, I don't know, I'm almost done with this thread. We're kind of running out of time. So I'll finish this tuft, and then we'll call it a night. I'll have a tiny bit of this lavender purple color floss left that we can use when we pick it up again on Monday. And yeah, I think we got pretty far, so I think that there's absolutely no problem in finishing this on Monday, and we might even be able to finish it in the hoop, like make a pretty hoop cover for it or something. Just decorate the hoop a little bit, or finish it up nicely at least. We might have time for all of that on Monday. There. Oh, we're going to take that stitch out. I forgot to do the anchor stitch, and I just started up the next stitch. Weird. Okay, I've never done that before. I got to take this out now. Funny. That's weird. Yeah, I just started the next stitch. Okay, let's try again. Let's thread this. That's usually an indicator that it is time to stop when I start making silly mistakes like that. All right, so I didn't make the anchor stitch, which is securing that loop down before starting the next stitch. That is funny. I've never done that before. That anchor stitch, it's important. We need to do that yet. Okay. 2 more and we'll call it a night. And I think I'm actually going to weave in this end. It's short enough that I'd rather just kind of start fresh on Monday. Actually, maybe I have just enough to get these 2 that are right next to me here. We'll do these 2 hanging out here, and then for real call it. I'll weave in the ends, and I think we got farther than I thought that we'd get tonight. Happy about that. Okay. There. Flip to the back. I'll weave in the ends. Let's just go in this fawn color and weave an end there, and good to go. All right, let's trim. Okay, I think we did pretty well tonight. Finished this whole section, plus the bodies of the little bugs there. This shouldn't take us the whole time, I don't think, to finish this up on Monday. I'm liking it. It's turning out so sweet. All those little flowers, all the little lavender. All right, so let's call it an evening here. All right, hello again. So we'll start this up again on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time here, and I'll be again on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We'll keep going on this, but yeah, we'll finish it up, and then we'll start up the mandala love embroidery again. That's this one. This is one that I just want to get done. I've been sitting on it unfinished for like over a year, and it needs to be done. So we'll work on that one when we're completed with this the summer fox one. So awesome, you guys. Have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you again on Monday. Good night.